Our next speaker was dedicated to teaching children and young teens, and she graduated from college with 2 majors in education and minor in psychology. She taught for over 30 years, and she was born and raised in northern Michigan, known as the Upper Peninsula. It was here where her passion for Mother Nature began. And upon retirement and encouraged by a friend, she began her lifelong goal of writing a book to share her personal experiences of childhood trauma in hopes of bringing awareness of its effects to her readers. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our next speaker, the author of the book, Quiet Fear, Miss Cynthia Giachino. A round of applause.
Thank you to ReadersMagnet for this wonderful opportunity, and thank you to the state of California. It is beautiful here. I don't live in California. I live in Denver, Colorado, and it's very beautiful there too. But I love coming to California. I just love our ocean front. I think it's one of the best in the world. In fact, I think it's stated that. So thank you, California. Thank you, ReadersMagnet. And I am Cynthia Giachino. And this is my first, it's an autobiographical novel, and it is called Quiet Fear. And ReadersMagnet has a new publication out with it. And there's so much to talk about in one's life. And this is a lifelong, life-lived story. And it's my story. It's an autobiographical novel, which means it is a story. It's not me talking about a lot of facts and details. It's an actual story where a young woman begins with, she just had a child, and she's just not sure how her parenting is going. And she's not confident, and she's pretty broken. And she wants to be the best mother she can possibly be to this child. And she's educated, so she knows that she needs to face her problems, and sooner than later. And so she goes to seek help. That's one side of the story. And as she's seeking help, she tells her story. And the main character's name is Lily. And Lily starts with being born. She's a very happy child, very giggly, very loving, and a daddy's girl. And she takes the reader through an entire life where she started as a young child, as a toddler, being a grooming victim for a person who was into underground child pornography.
And so I wanted to share this story because so many times I read events of what happens, and then I don't hear it. And I'm always like, what happened to her? How is she doing? Is she okay? How are her kids? How did her family get through this? And I never had the answers. And so when I retired from teaching, and my teaching career, I can talk about that for about an hour. For 34 years, in inner city and low-income schools, that's where I chose to teach, and I loved it. And it was hard. All you teachers out there that are struggling, you're hanging in there.
Writing the book did help me with my healing. It took me 6 years because it's a sensitive topic. So that's what I'm writing about. I'm writing about the lifelong effects of childhood trauma. And it could be trauma from a war. It could be trauma from domestic abuse. It could be emotional trauma from just growing up in a home of yelling and screaming all the time. I've certainly seen that in children in 34 years. I've seen it a lot. Not everything, but I've seen a lot. And I hope that it's a page-turning story. You will just be driven to keep reading and reading and reading, because my character Lily, she's a beautiful person, and she is my eyes and she's my heart and my soul, and so what she's going through is really what I went through. April was Sexual Assault Awareness Month in the country of America, the United States of America. Did any of you see a 60-second commercial on TV about what is happening to the victims, our children, our adults, children survivors? I did not see one 60-second commercial. Every 68 seconds, an American is sexually assaulted, and every 9 minutes, that victim is a child. Okay. Only 25 out of 1,000 perpetrators will end up in prison. 25 out of 1,000. Hundreds of people every day are here and in America, and they're going to be traumatized. And they're going, if they don't get help right away, instant help is very, very important. Teachers have very busy lives and we work very long hours. And I realized that, I had to put the dishes down, stop the cooking, quit ironing, quit the, grading papers, and actually look at your child and listen to them. Watch them. And we had a lot of girls in our family, so I wasn't the only victim, but I did not know that. And in the story, you'll find out when I realized that. I'm not going to tell you, because I just thought, and they make you feel like you're the only one, you're the victim, so be quiet and don't tell anybody else. It was my sisters, cousins, male, female, it didn't matter. He was quite a conniving person. So he would use fear, and he would tell me that if I said anything, my mom would be taken away because she would be a bad mother. And then if that didn't happen, I would be taken away because I was a child and I didn't know what I was talking about, and I'd be crazy. That's the word he called me all my life, crazy. You're going to be crazy. And you have to be really quiet because they'll take you away from your family. So as a 4-year-old, just think, what words would you use? Our vocabulary is very limited. I know that from child development. Kids don't have the words to tell you what's going on when they're being abused, no matter what kind of abuse it is. They just might say something, I have a tummy ache, or I have a headache, or I don't want to go. It's very simple language, but it's something you need to address. Why don't you want to go? And that kind of communication is something every parent, I don't care how good of a parent you think you are, you can always be a better listener. And you can always ask more questions and know who your kids are with, even your own family. Because a lot of abusers they know the family, or they are part of the family.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cynthia and Giachino.